online. All right, welcome everybody. Well, I'm showing it's time, so feel free to grab some blankets, some pillows. You can set up on some pillows to make yourself as comfortable as possible. And then just once again, as you're coming in, if you would like to grab a strap of sorts, it could be a belt, a tie. We're gonna do some stretching of our hamstrings, our outer thighs, things like that from the floor in a bit, and that will assist us. And then with all that being said, take a moment. Find your comfortable seated position. So typically right Sukhasana, crossed legs on the floor, but I invite you to find any position that feels relaxing to you, whether maybe you want to take a child's pose, maybe you want to lean against a wall. Let yourself feel comfortable and then just listen to your body. Just if your body naturally wants to move a little bit, then let it move. And we're going to work towards finding stillness. That doesn't mean we have to be perfectly still. And slowing down enough to notice the physical body, noticing how it feels. I'm just making note. My low back's a little tight today, and my shoulder's a little wonky today. That gives me information. Right? For me, it says, hey, you probably need to do a little rolling. Right? But your body may be telling you, you need a little more rest. You need a little more water. Listen to your body. Notice your thoughts. If you find yourself kind of in a negative thought pattern, we notice that because we want to be able to shift out of that. Because complete negative thoughts over and over again, that is not truth. That's our mind gets used to focusing on the negative, so that pathway gets stronger. So we want to stop it. We want to turn around and go the other way. So maybe take a moment to just be thankful, appreciative. What are you grateful for right here, right now? It doesn't have to be these huge, big gifts. Right? I'm thankful for electricity, water, food. I'm very thankful for FaceTime right now because that's how I can stay in touch with my daughter at college. Change your path. And once you've changed that path, you start to realize there is a lot of positivity. Even when there's also negative, there's a whole lot of positive. Allow yourself to just tune into your breath and just live in that positivity for a few minutes. Breathing, being grateful. Feeling that positive, that light, just pouring out of you or hugging you, right? A big hug. And I invite you to begin to let yourself come into this time and space. Sounds are around you. Not trying to analyze them, just noticing them. maybe smells, things you might not notice when you're busy. Feel, what does the air around you feel like?
And take a couple of more breaths. Breathing it in. Exhale, release. Nice big sighing exhales. One more time. Inhale. And exhale. Bringing the palms of your hands together. Lift your thumbs to your heart. Take a moment here to love yourself. When you're ready, release your hands. Slowly allow your eyes to open. Welcome. Start with a little bit of forward folding. So bringing the bottoms of our feet together with that space out wide from you. Reach onto your shins, relax your shoulders down the back, and we're just going to hinge forward. So shoulders down, hinging. You may not go very far here in the beginning, right? We're just starting to warm up the lengthening along the outer part of the leg, and then some opening in the low back. I'm just pausing here for a few breaths. And then you might find that you can hinge forward a little bit more, still keeping the shoulders down, the chest up. A few more breaths here. And then let the forehead start to bow, the chin start to tuck, the back start to round. Releasing any tension, any weight through your shoulders, your chest. Now you can always add some pillows into your lap, right? It can be really nice to just lean into some pillows. To come to a place that feels very restorative, very restful. So if the pose feels too intense, change it. Move your knees, your feet further away, closer together. And just relax. Maybe adding just a little bit of movement through your torso. Slightly kind of twisting your chest to one side and then the other. Right, just kind of looking and opening the chest slightly to the right. And then slowly, slightly to the left. You're getting some subtle movements through the back, letting the body massage itself, right? So the tissues are moving against each other. And then maybe find stillness for a little bit longer. Let the chin tuck, let the head hang. Feeling that complete release of tension through the back of the neck. Let go of any tension in the face. So you can let the lips, the teeth part. And then on our inhale, gently make your way up. And come over onto our shins. If this doesn't feel good for you, you can stay seated on your bottom. I'm just going to sit here on our shins for a little bit. It is going to lengthen and open through the shin, through the top of the foot, into the ankle a little bit. And we're going to add that chest opener here. So you bring my hands behind the back, interlace them, opening the chest. Can roll the shoulders back a few times if that feels good to you. Lifting the heart. Maybe some just light movement through your neck, maybe taking your ears side to side. And then maybe opening the chest a little bit more. And then release, coming forward into puppy. So bottoms up, walk the hands forward, stretch that chest down towards the ground. Now, if this is too intense, more than you want, child's pose is a great option. Knees could be together, knees could be apart. It makes the stretch a little bit more mild. Again, you could add some pillows to this and really recline into the pillows, making this more restorative. Or maybe you want that little bit deeper stretch. Little movements as feels good to you. Looking for that just right position. You can be flat on the tops of your feet, or maybe your toes are curled under. Whatever makes you feel more balanced. Few more breaths right here. And we'll slowly make our way up. We're going to come down onto our back to stretch our hamstring, our quads, all around our legs. So if for any reason you don't want to lay on your back, great, you can extend one leg forward. You could use the strap, or you don't have to, and you could come into your forward fold here. If you like coming onto your back, come on down. So the difference is we're still going to get that same stretch through the hamstring and the calf, but laying on your back as it takes the tension out of your back. And so if you're happy coming to your back, you can place that strap onto the ball of the foot. Extend that right knee up towards the ceiling. You can take your strap and wrap it around your hand so your hands just hang in the strap. Left knee can stay bent, or you can straighten it. Starting a little bit easy here, maybe bending your knee and working to straighten it, and then bend and straighten, right? Getting a little bit of movement to start. And then finding that place, right? Hamstrings can be pretty tight. So we don't want to force to the point, our legs start shaking because we're trying to stretch too hard. So find that place where there's some sensations, you feel something going on, but you can just pause here. It doesn't feel that bad. It feels good. And that's where you're going to do the best work. If you come too far, you're not going to be able to stay there. And you also run the risk of adding little micro tears because you're overstretching. Also listen to where your body is today, right? Because you might come into a stretch one day, right, and you are feeling just at your best, right? And you can take that stretch deeper than you can on a day that you might be a little more tired, a little more sore. So don't even compare yourself to yourself. Just be where you are today. And then we'll take that right leg and we'll let it lean to the left. So I'm not rolling my body at all. I'm just taking that right leg and letting it lean to the left. As it leans to the left, maybe give a little extra pull on the strap with the right hand. And notice how that stretch changes. You might perhaps start to feel it come around the outside of the leg a little more, right? But we're all different. It's going to feel a little bit different for each one of us. A few more breaths here. And then we'll ease back center, bending the knee, remove the strap. Hug that right knee into your chest. Maybe get a little movement side to side. Working into that hip socket. And then rolling onto your left side, we'll take that right heel, pulling it in towards our glutes, bringing our knee straight down from our hip socket, maybe pushing our hip forward a bit, coming into that hip flexor and that quad. And then you can stay here, or if anybody wants to roll onto their back, coming into that half hero, right, where that foot kind of tucks up under you. Now this one is a lot more intense. It can be intense on the knee. So only come here if you feel okay with it. Otherwise, just stay on that left side, hugging that knee in. Let that lengthening happen through the hip flexor, through the quad. And then we'll get the inner thigh at the end. We'll get both inner thighs at the same time. So we're working all the way around each leg. Try to relax through your torso here. Relax your chest, relax your shoulders, your face. Noticing your breath. checking in with those thoughts every so often, making sure they aren't carrying you back down that negative pathway. And then if you're on your left side, right, you can just let go of your right leg. If you came into half hero, reaching your arms over to the left to free that right leg. And then just let the right leg move a little bit, nice and slow. Ah. Right. Oh, nice. And then we'll do those same positions on the left. So we can bring that strap onto the bottom of the left foot. Taking our time. Wrap the straps around the hand. Wiggle around a little bit, find that just right spot. Right knee can stay bent or lengthening it out. You can bend and straighten that left knee a couple of times. Finding the just right place. If your leg starts to shake or it just feels like this is work, then lighten up a little bit. Maybe try it in seated position. Check in with your shoulders, your chest, your hands, right? Because we're asking our hands to do a little bit of work here by supporting the strap. So check in with them, make sure they're not tensing up. You can always take a break. So I see a couple of new names, right, in class this evening. So if this is your first time in yin, you're brand new to what yin is, we hold poses a little bit longer. We don't try to take our stretch as deep as we can. Our focus is just finding the beginning of the stretch. And then we hold there enough time to let the body kind of absorb its new position. So I use a cotton ball often to explain. So if you took a cotton ball, right, and you stretched it just enough, right, and then kind of held it there, that cotton ball begins to hold its new shape. It doesn't go back to its original shape. But if we took that cotton ball and we pulled it too far, it tears, or if we pull it too fast, it tears. So that's what we're working with, the fascia in our body that is intertwined through our entire body. So stretching one part of our body has effect in all the parts. If we want to go too far, we want to find the just right and hold. And then we'll take this left leg and we'll let it lean over to the right. Maybe giving a little bit of an extra tug with that left hand. The other little analogy I like to use when talking about the fascia. So the fascia is layering and coats like through our entire body and connects all of our body. So if you think of like a sweater, a knitted sweater, if you start pulling on one of the fibers in one part of that sweater, in the beginning, it just kind of affects that area. But if you keep pulling on it, right, it slowly starts to affect throughout the whole sweater. And that's what the fascia system is like in our body. So working one place helps the whole, and then tightness or scar tissue or injury in one place affects the whole. All right, so begin to bend that knee. To remove the strap, we'll hug that left knee in. Maybe give it a little bit of circling movement, just checking that out. And then you can roll onto that right side, pulling that left heel into your glute, stretching that knee back until you feel that just right amount. Or if you're good with coming onto your back, you tuck that leg under you. This is half hero position. This can be intense. So if you get here and you're like, yeah, I can do it, but I don't like it, right? Just roll back onto your side. Don't force yourself to stay somewhere that's more than you want. Try not to let the stretch and the sensations that you're feeling in that left quad, that left hip flexor, cause other parts of your body to tense. So try to relax your shoulders. Get a little bit of wiggle, squirming of your upper body, making sure you're not tensing. Relax your fingers, especially since they've been pulling on that strap. Let go of tension in your jaw. Release your glutes, your pelvic floor muscles. And you might have to remind yourself more than once. A lot of times I just find myself repeating, relax, let go, release, relax, let go, release. Couple of more breaths wherever you are. And if we roll a little bit to the right, we can free that left leg. Maybe roll your ankle, maybe straightening that left leg here just a bit. You're going to bring the bottoms of the feet together and let the knees fall apart. So we have right at about 2 minutes kind of officially here together. And I didn't want to skip out on that inner thigh. But you can make this more restful, more Shavasana-like by maybe taking a pillow or two, right, and sliding it underneath that outer thigh on each side. Now, if you have plenty of time, right, and you can stay even after our official time ends, right, then maybe you want to not use the pillows and let gravity work a little bit more deeply into your inner thigh here. And then take your Shavasana post-class. Or I invite you to kind of incorporate your Shavasana into this last official posture. And maybe adding those pillows. And letting your upper body really release tension. And try to let your mind just go here. And if you find that a little bit difficult, that's okay, right? Our mind is used to wandering and being busy. So maybe give it a very small task by focusing on your breath or focusing on one word. So that it doesn't get so busy with everything. As we come to the official end of our time, remember, as always, please feel free to stay here longer, maybe stretching out, maybe adding some just gentle movements, easy movements on the ground. Right? But take your time when you're ready to come up and out. Take your time. Don't rush. The love and light in me honors the love and light in you. Namaste.